It's top of the hour. Yay, and it's time for Making a Difference. I'm your host, CJ Metcalfe, and on this show, we bring you people and organizations in the community that make a difference in our lives. And I'm very, very excited to have today's guest with us. This is Berinda Levy. She is owner operator of the Kid Star up there on Paulson Drive and Veterans Parkway. This is an amusement area for not only kids, but us adults too. So, Berinda, come on in and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell me, okay, now the Kid Star is located, well, it was kind of located in the flea market, the Sun Flea Market that was up there in that great big building on Paulson and Veterans Parkway. And so, from what I understood through the grapevine, is that big building was sold. And so, what they did is they took the entertainment that was in the corner of that big building and they've moved it elsewhere on that same property. Is that a correct statement?
That's correct.
Now, where on the property did they move it to?
It's out in the building next to the go-kart track. We used to have a water show inside that building. It has pink bricks on the outside. So that's where we relocated the big playground unit to.
Okay, so are you both outdoors and indoors?
Yes.
Okay, and inside that building, is it all on one floor?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay, so like, you have I believe your arcade section has expanded to have some kind of retro pinball and arcade machines, some that maybe I'm familiar with.
I would think so. There's like 150 games all total between the redemption and the retro games and the pinball. So there's something for every age group. Absolutely.
What is redemption?
Redemption is where they get tickets. The little kids get tickets. They went and they turn the tickets in and they get prizes
Ooh,
for them.
ooh. So if I walk in the door of the building, I'm assuming the first thing I come to is going to be like a receiving desk where you check in and what you pay money for to participate in the outdoor and indoor events. How does that all work?
Well, when you first walk in, you walk in and there's games initially. And then you have no choice but to go to your right, which is the dining room. And then just past the dining room, you'll see the service counter where you purchase tickets or food. There's also games all throughout the dining room. So,
This is sounding casino style.
almost.
So, like, do you have pricing structure? Like, is it per kid, per group, per what?
Well, we have it all. You can purchase each individual attraction separately, or you can get a super pass, which includes all of it. Um, Saturday, we do a discounted rate, $5 off the super pass, which entitles you to everything. And then we do group parties. That's all a different pricing structure. You have different choices. I probably won't get into all that now because it's kind of a lengthy explanation. And then for the games, you just purchase tokens. And each game either takes one token per play or two tokens if it's one of the larger games.
Okay, so if someone comes there, first off, what days is it open?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, it's 4 to 10. Saturday, it's 12 to 10. And Sunday, it's 12 to 6.
Okay, so if I was to come there and let's say I have two of my children with me, How long can I expect to stay there for them to do the super pass, as you call it? If they want to do everything, about how long does it take to go through the whole place and maybe play 2 games of pinball or that? How long does the average person stay in there?
2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And if they get hungry, you have food that people can purchase.
We do. We make our own pizza. Uh,
Ooh.
there's two kinds. One's more of a gourmet style, and the rest is just normal, but you have your choices of that. We have different sodas. For the adults, we have beer and wine. We
Ooh.
have chicken tenders, French fries, hot dogs, oh, and hamburgers too, hamburgers and cheeseburgers.
And so you make all that there on site.
We do.
That sounds intriguing. I mean, when you expel that much energy, you get hungry. You have in there, don't you call it something? And I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it, but it's a thing that they climb all through. What is the name of it?
Oh, we call it Star Mountain.
Whoa.
It's an indoor jungle gym. It has tubes, slides, obstacle courses, a ball pit, and I think that covers it. Oh, and there's a little spaceship at the very top, a very small one, and it actually moves. You get in it and you go to the tip of it, and you'll feel it moving, but you don't fall. Of course, it's very stable.
Ah.
But you can look out and see the entire arcade from that height. Kids really enjoy that part.
Okay, inside that building, are there any like motion rides or anything, or is it the jungle gym and the arcade setting?
It's the jungle gym and the arcade. We no longer have the movie motion ride.
Okay, so and if they want to do something that moves, then they go to the outside area, which do you still run the go-karts out there?
Oh, yes. We have kiddie go karts and we have adult go karts, and we have go karts where the adult can steer and the child can ride with them.
Oh my. That's nice. Are there any other moving rides that are outside?
We have eye combat outside. That's very popular too because the guns that we use they look like the real gun, and they use CO2 cartridges, so when they are fired they feel like a real gun. And for the little kids, we have a thing called Hero Blast, which is something that they hold on their hand and they squeeze it and it will shoot the target, so they get points when they're playing.
Interesting. What anything else outside that you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, we have the black light mini golf as well.
How do you do that outside?
I'm sorry, it's not. I should have clarified that. Only the go karts are outside, like outside. The eye combat is inside, and so is the black light golf. Those are indoors too, air conditioned. The only
Okay.
non-air conditioned feature are the go karts.
Talk to me about this black light golf. This sounds intriguing.
Oh, it's cool because everything glows, including your shoes or your clothing, because it's all under black light. You get you get your little golf club and your golf balls, and then you have to go through each individual section, and then at the end, um, it eats up your golf ball. So, um, there's animatronics that are in there, and they poke their heads up and they make noise, um, and
To distract you.
yeah. Make it interesting. Make it interesting.
Okay, how many holes are in that black light golf? Is that the proper question to
Yeah,
ask?
it is. And I knew you'd ask me a question I was not going to get right, but I want to say 9, 8 or 9.
That would be about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's obstacles and everything that. So, do adults and kids play that black light golf? Can they
All
play
the
together?
time. All the time. We even had a group, 2 weekends ago, we had a group of senior citizens that came in, like 15 of them, that wanted to do the mini golf and drink beer. That's what they
Oh,
told us. And they had a fantastic time. It really was quite the time for them. So
that's hysterical.
I thought it was too, but
Okay, and what about like can do you have the ability to handle like a birthday party?
every weekend, yes, yes.
What do you what can you do for birthdays? Like let's say if I'm bringing a group of 20 people in for a birthday party, walk me through the process there, what we can expect, what we get for ticket value.
Okay, so there's different party options that gear toward if you have younger children, they're going to want to play in the what we call Star Mountain, which is that indoor playground with the ball pit and the slides and the redemption games. For the older kids, they tend to want to do the go karts and iCombat. Um, and also the mini golf is popular, but you can get a choice. You get to do all of the um, attractions and then include one more. Um, so you have one extra. You get tokens. Each child gets a certain amount of tokens to use in the arcade. And then the choice of their meal is pizza, and they get lemonade and water. And also, we set up the party table nicely with the balloons. And then they get to choose a cake. We have a catalog. They can choose what kind of cake they want. And we order that special for them for their birthday.
Cakes
Yeah.
and maybe can they get cupcakes?
Oh, yes, absolutely. They have that choice as well.
And what about ice cream?
Well, ice cream we have, but at the moment we're having trouble with our machine. We've ordered a new one. It will be soft serve once we get that problem established, or cleared up, I should say. Sadly, we had ordered a new machine and it has malfunctioned from the beginning. So, all summer, can you believe that? Anyway, hopefully next month we will have it up and running and we won't have problems with that anymore.
Well, I think a lot of our viewers, they even go up. Our viewing audience goes up to Northport. I should say our listening audience uh, goes up past Northport to all the way up to Sarasota. So, if any of you all have been looking for an attraction to take the kids to, Kids Star is absolutely the place you'd want to go because of everything that they offer. Now, a lot of people will remember seeing the Kids Star place in case they're not sure of where it is. Didn't you used to have a carousel out there? I think.
We did, and we also had a Ferris wheel too. We will be actually, as we speak, the carousel is being restored, and we hope by January or February of next year we will have it also as an attraction.
And the Ferris wheel, that is no more.
No, we sold the Ferris wheel.
Well, it's nice to be able to buy and trade things, put something new in. So for people who have been there before, this is a whole new operation with being in that outer building and not being inside that big metal building um, that you used to be. Now, were you in both places when you were in the big building? Were you also still out there in a building?
Well, we didn't have a playground unit out there. We had what was called the water show.
Oh,
Um,
that's right. You said that.
Yeah, and sadly, it broke, and then we could not get it repaired properly. So instead of just leaving that space useless, we took out the water show and then moved the playground unit and the redemption games over to to be closer, where all the big kid activities are. And it also helped with not having to go back and forth for parents and birthday parties, especially
Sure,
if it rained.
sure.
And the hours were limited to the flea market hours, which were Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 4. So at 4 o'clock, parents had to pack up and move out with their kids because we had to close up the flea market. So now it's the same hours as Kid Star Park. It makes it more uniform. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, now I know people are going to ask this too, is do you offer any pickup transportation? Like if somebody has a few people that they want to get there, do you have a van or anything that you can go and pick them up in, or are they responsible for getting there on their own?
they are responsible for getting there on their own.
Okay. And is the parking free?
Yes.
That's good. Most people
Yes.
charge for parking to even take a look at the place they charge you. Now, so if somebody comes there and they step inside the front door, they will be able to kind of see what you have to offer, right? To make a determination, rather they want to like go on in and have lunch and sit down and let the kids go. Can you kind of see around that building inside the front door?
No, you have to actually step in and look because it's pretty deep inside. So once you step in and go to your right, it keeps going.
Okay, I'm going to touch base with my producer here, and I think you have a website that shows a lot of the activities and some of the equipment. You want to go ahead and tell our listeners what that website is, the address?
It's kidstarpark.com.
And all this information is pretty much on that website, as far as the pricing, the menus, the food items that you have to offer, the different pricing kits that you have as far as individuals, kids, adults, if you have a party. Okay, now this is your Facebook page. For those listeners out there, my producer has brought up the Facebook page, which I think if you type in Kid Star Park, that's two separate words, Kid Star and then Park in Port Charlotte, you'll be able to see the Facebook page, and it has all the informations on there. The phone number you can call, and I don't know if they have any pictures on that on the Facebook page or not. I know on the web page that you had. There's there we go. We're getting some of the pictures up there. What am I looking at there? Is
That's part of the playground unit.
wow, that's involved.
Oh, yes, that's actually part of the construction stage that you're looking
Oh,
at there. Yeah, it's completely finished now.
and those tubes are
Well,
those?
those foam pieces actually cover the poles so that the kids don't get hurt. Those metal poles you see exposed right there, all of those, that was the complete construction phase. That's a redemption counter where they turn their tickets in and redeem them for little prizes.
Oh,
And
look
those
at all
are the
this.
games there.
Go ahead and explain what we're seeing in these pictures, because the listeners don't get the beauty of being able to see the pictures. I see we're looking at some arcade games. There's lots of arcade games.
Right. This was actually from when it was in the flea market still. But we still have the same games. So um, the kids play these games and then tickets come out when they're finished playing. And then they take it up to this counter here that you're showing right now. And each little bin inside of that counter has like numbers on it for, 10 tickets for this prize or 5 tickets. And they range from 5 tickets on up to 300.
Well,
So
happy holidays to you too. Hey, I'm sorry, listening audience, that this flash just came up and said, "Happy holidays, a little pumpkin." Now, are you doing anything special for Halloween?
we are, but we're celebrating it actually the 30th, which is a Saturday. We actually have just gotten flyers made out for that recently. It's called Trunk or Treat, and kids will be giving out candy, and it's, obviously we're going to have specials going on for the all the different attractions. And it should be a pretty fun time, actually. We did
Is
this
there
actually the year before last, I think, too, and it was quite successful.
is there any place where someone could maybe see that flyer to see the information on it? Oh, isn't that they're
Um,
showing some cakes on the video right
yeah.
now, and those are dynamite. My goodness.
Actually, they're ordered straight from Sam's, these cakes, unless a customer has a special cake they want to bring in on their own.
So
Um,
they can do that.
yes, they can. Actually, some customers have made their very own cakes, and they're quite talented. Um, as far as the Halloween special that we're doing, I would think that it should be on Facebook. There should be the picture of the flyer somewhere on Facebook.
I
I would
believe that's where
think,
my
but
producer is right now.
if it is not there, then I will have to make sure it gets posted ASAP because I know it has been created because I've seen it.
Okay, well, I would encourage everybody to either go on Facebook, or if you're just using a search engine, to go into Kid Star Park, and it is in Port Charlotte. It's at Paulson Drive and Veterans Parkway, and it just looks like a lot of fun for both kids and adults. And Berinda, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. This was very informative, and I hope our listeners out there have found a new place to go to entertain their guests when they come. That's always a big thing. What do you do with people? What do you do to entertain them? Take them to Kid Star Park, right?
Awesome. Yes. Yeah, the
Yeah.
kids do have a good time. There's no question.
Well, this is CJ Metcalfe signing off, and tune in again next week, 10 o'clock, top of the hour, for Making a Difference.